It's starting. Oh, and we're live. Hey guys, Regina here, and I'm with Roseanne, Miss Motivated to Go, and we are here from the private Facebook group where you guys have been asking a bunch of questions and going through all of the posts and all of that stuff and trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. And I know it's crazy, isn't it? So I'm Regina. I'm with Courageously Free, and my husband Mike and I we work online. And what I wanted to bring to you is really I have something special at the end to launch for you guys. It's just kind of a collaborative work, a collaborative few days of, I don't know what you call it. I want all of us to collaborate with it. And Roseanne here, I'm going to introduce you to her in a second. She and a few of our other people on our team have come together a few times to do this collaborative work that I'm going to talk about at the end. And it's really just helped us so much to get our online businesses going and helped those who are brand new, not without a business, get up and going and really just kind of learn how to be consistent in work, because that's one of the things that's really important while going towards your success. But I don't want to jump in that too quick, because I know that some of you here are very, very new, and then you've just come into our groups and really started interacting with us. And so you probably know me by now. If you don't, then that's okay. But my husband Mike and I have been traveling since January 2014. And I live here in New Zealand. Well, I have a residency here. I've actually been traveling full-time for a couple of years. But I moved here from San Francisco in New Zealand in 2009, and to work in the film industry. I was already working in the entertainment industry as a programmer to artists for, I don't know how long, over a decade or so. And I worked on, some really cool shows, and I decided to move here because I've always wanted to live overseas. And, whenever I tell people the things that I've worked on and things that I've done, people are like, oh, wow, that's so freaking cool. And, to so many people, it's a dream job. And, I thought it was really cool, and it was great being around really talented people. But there was one thing that I realized after a few years, and that is, in the end, it's always just a job. And that I was working for other people and working for other people's passions. For a while, that was something that I thought I had to do. And I didn't even think of it that way. I thought that I had to go to school, I had to get married and, get a job, have kids, in any sort of order. And like, a lot of that didn't really make sense to me. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go to school just to kind of please my parents, even though deep down inside I felt that there was something greater that I wanted to be a part of, that I needed to be a part of. I just pushed that aside because I didn't really think that it was actually possible. But so I was working in the entertainment industry here in New Zealand, and for a while I was just burnt out. I was really, really burnt out, and I knew that there was something else that was meant for me to do, and it really got to the point where I was just exhausted. I couldn't keep on working the 70 or 80-hour work weeks anymore. I couldn't sit in my desk looking outside on a beautiful day on a public holiday anymore, because I worked quite a bit. Mike worked up to 100 hours a week in the music industry, and he toured with huge names that you guys will probably know. But in the end, it's just a job. He had to actually stop working in the industry for a while and get another part-time job, because his body was literally killing, his job was literally killing him, and doing back-breaking work. I mean, yeah, he was touring New Zealand and Australia with these cool people, but it's like, well, in the end, it's just a job. And so we really had to kind of take a step back and really ask ourselves, what can we do to live our greatness? Because I really feel like you were born with an inner genius. I think everyone was born with an inner genius, and I feel like our purpose now is really to help other people uncover that. And whether that is, whether you already have an online business and you want to grow it, or a business and you want to grow online. But if you have no idea, no experience, you've never earned anything online, and you were curious about that, this is kind of the moment where maybe this is your turn to uncover the greatness that you're supposed to bring out. Now, I know I'm talking about my story, and a lot of this really is has to do with mindset as well, which I'm going to talk about in a bit. But what I really wanted to share with you today is what we do exactly, and I really wanted to go over some of the questions. I'm only going over some of the latest questions from the survey that I gave you guys, because there were a ton of answers, a ton of answers, and I obviously can't go through all of them. And a lot of you have a lot of questions about Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and blogs and all of that, and there's so much that we can talk about. But what this collaboration project that I wanted to work with you guys, that I'm going to talk about at the end, is something that will kind of get your mind going and really help you kind of either figure out, what you want to do, or, help with your current business or whatever you want to promote. And it's really just something to kind of start practicing, because the new year is in 3 weeks or so, and we're ready to not to actually throw away your New Year's resolutions, because I don't think they work. But what I do think works is focusing on one thing at a time, and I think this is one great way to do it. But anyways, so I was sick of working in the film industry, and I started working online. I found a couple who were my mentors and now my business partners, that they were already traveling 5-6 years, and they were working online for 10 years. And I was like, if this crazy lady can wear a bathing suit in Puerto Rico working online, why can't I? So it was I was going on blind faith, because I had no experience at all working online. My experience was mainly in in the film industry, doing technical work, writing software programs. That's what I knew. For writing them for artists. That's all I knew. And coming into this new brand new industry, it was like starting a new career again. But I felt like in the first month that I started doing it, that I had more satisfaction doing that than I had in the previous decade that I was working in the film industry. And it was really, really powerful to me, because I realized, wow, you can actually really love what you do and create a lifestyle around it. And my vision starting out was, I really want to be able to help people, or my vision starting out was helping me and Mike get out of the rat race and start being able to create a new lifestyle. And since we were able to do that because we started traveling full time, our vision now is really to help you be able to either, grow your business, or really to uncover your greatness and figure out what you want to do moving forward. So, ever since then, we've mentored a bunch of people, and we even had an event recently here in New Zealand, and there were a handful of people there. It was an exclusive event, and it was a closed door event where we talked about specific strategies. And I had to be honest, we didn't come with an agenda. Mike and I have been exhausted from traveling, and we're like, you know what? Let's not have an agenda. Let's just come together and let's ask the people that are there what they want exactly, and answer the questions that they had. And I don't know if they were surprised or not, but I'm going to bring out one of the girls that was that we've been working with over, oh God, how long have you been working? Over a year almost, I think. And her name is Roseanne, Roseanne, and she is here in New Zealand as well. But we've worked really closely with her, and she's actually the first time we saw her in person after we met her online. It was in Wellington, New Zealand. But then she ended up going all the way to Nashville to meet us, to learn with an even bigger group of people that we're all having an event with them in August. And I can't tell you where yet, but it's going to be huge. But I wanted to invite Roseanne here and have her kind of tell her story and where she started. Hey girl.
Yeah. Hey, Regina. So you're still getting used to saying my name correctly.
Yes.
So it's Roseanne. If you want to pronounce it correctly, it's Roseanne. So for the English people, it's really getting that going. So yeah, I used to introduce myself as Roseanne, but then I discovered, like my authentic real name is Roseanne. So I should learn to introduce myself like that. So it's still, I also get it. It's still difficult for me to do that, especially when I speak to English people. But yeah, so I met Regina and Mike actually last year, December. I used to work in a medical laboratory. That was my profession. It was my career for about 5 years, and I worked in blood transfusion specifically, and that's a 24-hour emergency service. And what I did as a job, I saved a lot of lives on a daily, everyday basis. It's just a lot of people don't even know what I did as a living. People did not even know that a job like what I did existed, and how much of an importance it actually played in people's lives. And even though I saved lives on a daily basis, it never got really, you don't get recognized for what you do. And little do people that, whose lives you save know what important part you actually played in their life. And I worked a lot of shifts. I worked crazy shifts. As I said, it was a 24-hour emergency service, and my body couldn't keep up with the shifts anymore. It's like, you'll work day shift, night shift, then a morning shift. And it's just like, I eventually, actually, to be honest, I started living off of, to be able to sleep, I had to start drinking like calming tablets, because my body just couldn't like sleep on its own. It did not know when I was supposed to sleep or not. So eventually I really started I started relying and getting actually a little bit addicted to those pills. And eventually what just happens, it just, like, your body is so exhausted, you just don't know what to do anymore. And then last year, December, I was really just at that point in my life that I was like, far out. I don't know what to do with my life from here on out. It was, I did not feel like going and studying for another degree to really just work my way up in the industry that I was in, because I had no passion for the industry that I was in. It was just, I was in it. And then what happened last year, December, is while I was, on this like really breaking point in my life, I saw an ad with Regina and Mike where they were traveling around the world, and I was like, well, can this be real? These people are actually living a life that I was secretly dreaming of. I also wanted time freedom, I wanted location freedom, and I wanted to have the financial freedom to really do what I want. So I stalked Regina and Mike for about a week. I really searched everything to make sure that they are real and not fake and not a scam. And man, in that week, when I really got as much information of them as possible, I just decided to lock arms with them. And ever since then, I've been on their team. I've been their business partner. I've been working with them. I've been getting one-on-one coaching with them. I've been helping some other members on our teams. And I've first met them in New Zealand, Wellington. I went to Nashville, Tennessee with them, or met them there. I met them in Bali. I met them again in New Zealand. So it's like, in this year, man, we've really had good times and business times. And it's just like, it's crazy what this online world is. It's like you can develop the best friendships, mentors, which Regina and Mike is for me. And I just started locking arms with them since December last year, and it's going on a year now that I've been working with them and they mentoring me. So yeah. Don't know what more. Do you want me to say something else, Regina?
Oh no, that's awesome. I mean, it's really cool having you on, and I've seen you grow so much over the past year. And you once you start implementing what you've learned with us and with the system, I've noticed that you get results right away, and it's really, duplication is a powerful thing. But thank you for sharing your story. There are some questions that there are some questions that were on the survey the other day, and I was just wondering if you would be cool to answer some of them at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll prompt you though.
It's awesome to be on.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, it's great to have you. And so, a lot of you have answered, our survey, and you've asked specific questions, and I was only able to actually put a few questions on my list here. I have it written on this side. And before I do that, I just wanted to give a shout out to some of you. I know some of you are just hopping on right now, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Kay, Costa, Ronnie, Wendy, Lar or Lair, Pablo, Evan, Tom, Cherry, Stephen, Maricel, and Andy. I mean, you guys have been asking questions actively in the group as well, and it's great to, and you've introduced yourself, so it's great to have you guys on here. And I'm hoping that some of these questions here are yours, but let me just get straight to it. I am not going to get too much into detail about what we do exactly, because there's a piece of hair here because I put up an orientation training yesterday that kind of talks about, we do a bit of everything. We've got affiliate marketing, we blog, we use Instagram, Twitter, and we've done Facebook advertising. And well, we do a lot of affiliate marketing. That's where our main income is. And that's where it starts, really. And we've had multiple streams of income here working online, and it's something that we kind of want to, not kind of, but we do want to share with you, if it's something that you're interested in with. But let me get to the questions really quick, because I know that you're probably asking or, wondering, okay, is she going to answer some questions or what? So one of the questions, and I think this might have been by Bryn. I think that's his name, Bryn. Shout out to him too. Before you decided to make a living by blogging, how much was your name already out there? Did you already have followers that were transferred into your blog? We started from ground zero. I had no idea what I was doing. We started from ground zero, and what I did was I fully invested in myself to be able to get the knowledge to do what we do now. And before I really started blogging, I set up my own blogs through WordPress and through Wix, and I was tired of having to maintain it, and I ended up using the system that we use now, which is Kolatu, which is really made for marketers, really kind of like a plug and play thing. I don't have to deal with installing plugins. I don't have to deal with maintaining updates and all of that. And all I really do is just I log into the back end, which is actually based off of WordPress, and I start blogging. So I started from ground zero and built my way up. And part of the collaboration project that I wanted to bring up later on with you guys and Rosanne here is has to do with how I started, really, and how I really started developing to where we are today. So what about you, Rosanne? I mean, Rosanne, how much of your name was already out there? Did you already have followers before you started working online?
No, not at all. I think the only name I had out there was my personal profile on Facebook, and that is it. So, and when it came to like content and writing content and all of that, I had nothing out there, and I knew nothing about blogging. I was always curious and interested to know how people blog and how do they actually set up that blog site and all of that. And I never knew until I started working with Kolatu, and it's like I just love it because that platform is so easy. I don't even know how to start a blog with any other platform. And now when I search my name, there's a lot of stuff just because of the content that I write and the people that go and search it. There's a lot of stuff that now actually will pop up with my name when you just type it into Google. And I had no followers at all. I just started writing these blogs and just started sharing it even on my personal page. Friends would start reading it, more people, and I would start sharing it on Twitter and all social media platforms. And now I've got more people viewing and going on my blogs and actually reading it, commenting on about it. People love it. And that blogging platform that we use is it's the best to me because I don't use anything else, and I've got no interest on using anything else because it's just so easy and I love it. I really do. So yeah, I started with zero, nothing, naga.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess part of the whole journey is, well, the journey itself, growing into what you want to be from nothing. Both of us had absolutely no experience at all. Another question here is, what is the best and worst part of working digitally around the world? I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be around the world, but working digitally in general. But as far as travel goes, the best part of working around the world is that I can do anything I want whenever I want. I have time and location freedom, which is really powerful because, I don't have to. set a schedule for myself during the week when I can. But when I can't, then I work off hours, or I take a week off, or I take a few days off, or I work 2 days straight and then take 3 days off. It just depends on how I feel. And just the best thing is the freedom. And my version of freedom now is travel and being with my family, but your form of freedom might be different. Like I always thought the idea of having to ask my boss to go to the doctor was silly. Oh, catch this. Oh, I don't even know if you know this, Roseanne, but when Mike and I got married, I told nobody. We eloped. And a couple days before, I asked my boss if I could take the afternoon off. And he asked why, and I said, to get married. And he's like,
Oh my word.
like, you could probably take the whole day off to get married. And I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. And then just that feeling of having to like ask someone permission to do something that you should do
Yeah.
is kind of silly.
Yeah.
Even now, Charisse, who hopefully she'll be on later. She's actually at a doctor's appointment right now. And she's like, sorry, the doctors are running late. And I'm like, no big deal. Do what you got to do. It's your life, right? And Charisse works with us as well. And so the worst part of working digitally around the world is finding internet can be a challenge for sure, especially if you go into third world countries. And Rosanna knows this really well because she was with us in Bali for a few weeks, I think. And working in third world countries and finding internet was difficult. But when you reach any sort of difficulty, and in this case, the lack of great internet, you find ways to get around it. You find more creative ways to do your work offline. So what about you,
Well,
Rosanna?
yeah, okay. So the best thing for me about working digitally and actually around the world is that I really get to do with my time whatever I want, and I really get to schedule my time around my day. I mean, I love traveling and I want to travel more. I have to stay in New Zealand for a bit because of my residency. I want to get citizenship and I want to get permanent res because I moved to New Zealand from South Africa, and I've only been here 2 years. And there are always some legal attachments to getting permanent residence. So I can't travel for too long, too often. So I need to be back in New Zealand. So I'm back now for a few months until I want to go visit my home country in South Africa. And really, that is just what's awesome is not having to apply for annual leave to go and travel somewhere. And you can stay longer. I mean, I went to Bali and I only planned on staying a week. And I ended up staying an extra week. I just phoned my travel agent and said, hey, I want to stay longer. Can you just schedule my flight for me? And they're like, yeah, awesome. We'll do this and this. And they're like, oh, good. So, and then you just, go and book yourself a place and stay with people and enjoy the cultures and the cuisines. I love that. And even now when I met Regina and Mike and the whole group in Taupo, I was like, okay, I'm here. They're like, when are you going home? I'm like, no, I'm a free spirit. I will stay. If someone invites me to sleep over and stay over, I'll stay over. And that is what happened. And we actually had such an awesome time because it's like we just have that freedom. And yeah, I can be on this. Today is Wednesday. It is noon in New Zealand. I'm sitting with my flatmate dog on my lap doing this call. That is the freedom that we have. We get to do whatever we want, and she's enjoying a good time with me, hey? And I would say the worst thing, Regina, would also be probably internet. Just finding good internet connection. That's it. That's the worst thing. And jet lag. Jet lag. getting over jet lag.
Yeah,
That's
jet lag.
That's the worst.
Oh.
That's the worst.
On a side note, yeah, God, jet lag.
I've had worse just mornings at my job when I was still working.
True.
Yeah.
So true. Actually, you know what? You were talking about you called your travel agent when you were in Bali just to extend your trip for a week, and I thought that was an interesting thing to bring up because there, on a side note, but this is kind of related to what we do as well as travelers and even in our business. You're talking about calling your travel agent, but at the same time, there are so many websites where you can plan your own travels to make it easy.
Mm.
And that's one point that I wanted to bring up, because all of us work online. We're able to get, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of thousands, millions of targeted leads through through Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, our blog, or whatever. And yeah, we can reach that many people through our business and teach people how to do that. But there's one thing that you can't get rid of. You can automate as much as you can, but there's one thing that you can't get rid of in anything, and that really is the human connection. And that's a lot of the reason why I like to go to events. I've been going to events since I've been traveling. I've seen Roseanne at the most of the last few events, if not all the last few events that we've been to. And we're gonna go somewhere in August, and we're gonna go somewhere else, this year. And it's a powerful thing. Like, we all travel to see each other because we've created that bond, that connection. We work with each other online, but we wanted to solidify a relationship, and I feel like we learn a lot more in person. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick note on why I use a travel agent specifically is because of my South African passport. I'm not always sure where they allow me to stay over and not stay over. So I make use of a travel agent because it's just like they make my life so much easier, because you can get into a few rigmaroles if you don't. Because I know if I travel via Australia as a South African, I'm only allowed to stay at the airport for less than 8 hours. So it's like places like that, you need to know where you're allowed to stay over. But anyway, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I love why we meet all over the world is because of the human connection and the energy that is built while we're all amongst each other. And it's just great when you get to actually spend your time with people that are dreamers and thinkers and believe in you. I mean, spending your time with people that see more in you and your creativity than what you see in yourself is really empowering. And it just opens up so much doors, and it really unlocks that potential that you keep hiding away inside of yourself. It really sometimes just takes another person to see that in you and tell you about it. And then it just opens up a whole new world, and you really get to be more creative and be more of who you are and who you've always wanted to be. I mean, we all conform to what we think the image of the world is of us. And as an online marketer, it's just like you start tearing down those walls, and you just start unlocking these beautiful creative things that you've got inside of you that you just need to share with the world. And that is what I enjoy about meeting up with other online marketers, and especially the freedompreneur people. When we meet up, you can't explain the frequency of that energy that is amongst us all. It's like as if we're all walking on clouds the whole time. It feels so good. So yeah, I love the human connection.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to ask you this question first. What is the key factor that makes working online successful? I know that 90% lies within yourself and believing in it, but what more do you need?
So what is the key factors to make working online successful? Okay, so because when you start working online, you become your own boss. You are the one responsible for the actions that you take. You are the one that's responsible for what gets done in a day. And I would say what makes working online successful is your discipline, the amount of discipline you actually have to really stay consistent and persistent every day, and just following what is being taught to you, and follow your training, and following the systems that you work with. If you do the opposite of what people tell you, you're not going to be able to make it work. You need to always follow the people in the online world that knows what is working currently, especially if you're starting from ground zero and you want to reach a certain goal. And only after you've reached maybe a goal or whatever it is that you're out to get, I would say then only can you venture off a bit and try something new. But at the beginning, when you're starting out, it's best to be disciplined to what people tell you and follow exactly what they do. Then you can't go wrong. And with that, yeah, the 90% of it is mindset, and I would say the other is discipline and following the systems and the training.
Cool. Yeah. I know that one of the people that you follow closely for motivation and mindset is Brendan Burchard. You bring him
Yeah.
up a lot, and I know that you really, really are an avid follower of him. So yeah.
Yeah, I am. And I'm an
What
avid follower of you guys as well, as my mentors.
well, what about him, or what about motivational audio and video from people who are successful? What does it do to you? How does it help you, and how does it help you with your business?
I think it really just opens up your thinking, because we become really narrow-minded, and if especially if you've been in a career for so long, and a career that you have no passion for, you really start narrowing down your thinking and thinking that there's not really any way out, and this is the way life is going to be for the next 40 years. That's what it feels like. And once you start listening to them, and it's just these simple things, but it really just opens up your mind and the way you think about things and your daily actions. And even if you're in a job that you don't like, there's things about it that you can change to really start enjoying your day and enjoying your life, and just making use of your time and being grateful, and simple things. It just opens up your thinking, and allowing yourself to start becoming strong and becoming more of who you are, and not being so afraid and playing small in this big world. That's what I love about them, really. It's what all their motivation does to me.
And it really keeps you on point, when you want to work towards a certain goal, or just anywhere really. And everything they say applies to anywhere in their life. So, or anywhere in your life,
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So here's one question. How do you make people want to buy from you? How do you sell without nagging? This is interesting, because we don't sell, but what we do learn is attraction marketing, and what part of what we teach as well. Through creating your legacy through your brand. We have some training on that. Using your blog, and really being able to learning how to craft your posts in a way that helps others without being salesy. Whether it's your Instagram or your Twitter and your blogging. And we're going to talk about blogging in a little bit, because that's part of the project that I wanted to see if you guys wanted to collaborate on with us. And so just I'll explain that towards the end. But yeah, we don't sell. What we do is we're pretty transparent in what we do. We're really open to having you guys ask us questions and interact in the group. And we're fairly accessible. We do know that our time is valuable, but we still want to be able to service you guys, because you guys have the questions. And this is part of the question that I asked Roseanne earlier, is what are the key factors that makes working online successful? In the end, it's you. I mean, you are the one that will not only dream for yourself and create your perfect day, but you're the one that's going to take the action to move forward and make the decision on what you actually want to do. And in the end, if you're selling something, or a product or a service, here's the trick. Your product or your service is not the real product. And you're like, what do you mean? That's not the real product. Your product and your service the real product is you. Learning how to get people to connect with you, learning how to find your target market and your niche through your vision and your message, and really talking to that specific person and just saying, hey, you know what? I've been where you were, and this is where I am, and I can help you along the way. And we have a whole group to do that. So the success is really up to you, And so one of the other questions here is, can you teach me a good plan to make some money online? Yes. I don't know more to say to that. Yes, but like I said, the success is up to you. So are you, Roseanne's been working online. She quit her job, a little less than almost a year ago, actually. What, 3/4 of a year ago?
About 7 months ago.
Right before she moved she went to Nashville, right?
Yeah.
And I think she was trying to figure out. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was already I was touring New Zealand. I took about 5 or 6 weeks leave to tour New Zealand because I had family from South Africa, and then I wanted to go to Nashville, and they just didn't want to give me any leave, and I was like even willing to take unpaid leave. I'm like, guys, I really want to go, and because I was still working with my online business part time. And I was just like, I was loving the online biz so much. And I really just wanted to connect with the people from all over the world. And I really wanted to go to Nashville, but my job did not want me to go. And I just decided, well, then I'm going to quit and I'm going to go into the online biz full time. Because if I can't be in a place and in an environment where people can support my dreams and my visions, then I'm not supposed to be there. So yeah, I just decided to quit and then go into this biz full time, and I love every moment of it, and I still do. Like it's been the best thing that I could have done. I would also say, like, can you teach me a good plan to make some money online? Yeah, definitely. I would say one of the first things is to start blogging. One of the first things, start blogging. Start being your creative self. Start being who you are. Start writing about the message that you want to send to the world. I mean, if you think about it, what is it's so simple, but what is the legacy that you want to leave behind? What is the footprints that you want to leave behind? I mean, you want people to remember you. You want people to say, I remember Roseanne. I remember Regina. This is who they are. People can go to my website and my blog and they would know exactly the way I speak, the way I write, who I am as a human being, who I am as a person, what it is that I believe in, and that I like to motivate people. And same with Regina, you would she leaves her legacy behind. We all leave our legacy behind just simply by starting with blogging, because that is where you can just be you, truly who you are. And be creative. I mean, the blogging has allowed me to really become creative, even more in touch with my creative side than I would have ever thought. I would never have thought that I would be able to write content as I do. And I mean, English is not even my first language. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were even worried about your accent. And I was like, what are you talking about? You have a beautiful accent. And I can understand you just fine.
Can you?
Yeah, man, of course. No, I mean, it's funny too, because you were saying, I mean, now you have endless topics, for the content. But in the beginning, did you have any content or topics for your content? And how did you figure out what you wanted to write, moving forward up until now?
I had no idea on what I wanted to write about. And that is why it is so important for people to also read motivational books or books that would really help you to grow as a person. And that is when you get to think a little bit more, and you really think about who you are as a person and what it is that you want to achieve in life. And once you start listening more to positive audios and reading positive books, that is when your creativity starts coming out. And I mean, if I would read my first blog, I wrote it like a freaking essay, man, like what I was taught in school. It's like, if I go and read it, I would be like, this is so boring. But we all need to start somewhere. I won't be able to develop as a person and really see how would I want to read my own blog? What is it that I like? How do I like to read? And because I'm attracting people that's similar to me, that's like me. So when I go and read my first few blogs, I'm like, oh my goodness, I really was structured, like, how society wants you to be and what you are taught in school, really structured. It's like this, and it's so boring. And then I just started with time really developing myself, really listening more to create positive audios, reading more so that I can be able to write better. And yeah, and it's still just developing. I can see myself becoming, maybe I think I'll write a bestseller one day and be on the New York list of best sellers.
Yeah, man. You never, God, you just have to dream 10 times more than you are right now. And that just brought up something for me, because I was talking to a girl that I met her in Prague when we were living in Prague, because I want to interview her for my podcast. And I interviewed Roseanne the other day, and I was thinking she wasn't too sure if she would be a qualified candidate, because she's on sabbatical right now. But just talking to her, like, she's writing a book right now for the first time. She's never written a book. And I was like, wow, that's really inspiring, because that's something that I want to do, but I've always kind of pushed it down to the end. And it kind of goes along the line with being able to create content on your blog is, once you start writing, it'll come to you, more will come to you. And it's just getting in the flow. Even if you have to write 2 terrible posts at first, you're getting in the flow, more ideas will come for you. You'll be able to organize your thoughts a bit more. And who's to say you even have to publish those posts?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and this kind of goes along the lines with too, there's a lady, her name is Mary Sell. I think that is her name, Mary Sell. She is from Hong Kong, and she was just asking me a couple of questions. She was just putting her kids together for school there in Hong Kong. And her question is how to grow my network online, and how blogging can help my MLM business. And this is actually really valid for any business. And really growing your network is just starting somewhere, and blogging is a great way to start. And there are specific techniques that'll help you rank higher, but if you don't know what you're going to write yet, just get into the flow of it, and those will come to you. And some of the things that we'll be teaching will be related to that. I know there's a whole group of us bloggers that have specific techniques on how you can do keyword research, or even just like, I don't always do keyword research, but we when I write a blog post, I put it through our Twitter, put it on Twitter, and I usually get 300 to 400 hits per post within the first few minutes. And so these are some of the things that we'll be teaching you. And blogging is so powerful, and not because it's powerful, because it's a dynamic site as opposed to a regular website. If you go to a regular website and you just have home, about, and contact, that's a static website. There's no content. You don't need to change out the content as often. When you have a blog associated with your site, it's a dynamic website, meaning it's constantly being updated, meaning it's all your website's always changing. So then Google or any other search engine is saying, oh shoot, hey, this website keeps on changing, so it must be important. And so it can change by not only you adding content to your blog, but by being able to get other people to interact with you on your blog. And by people interacting on your blog and interacting through comments and questions, what that does is not only helps you rank higher, but it also shows, by having comments on your blog, it shows authority. And so we as a group do well. I guess this is part of the collaboration project I wanted to ask you guys if you wanted to be involved with. And we wanted to start a 21-day blogging challenge. And there's a whole group of us that blog. We have a higher level group, but I decided that we usually do the challenges in there, but I decided to bring that into the community group here that you found us on, because I really wanted to involve everyone else, because I think it benefits every one of us, really. And by having a collaborative group and being able to comment on each other's blog posts, reading each other's blog posts, commenting on it, not only are we helping each other through interacting on the blog, but I find that when I do challenges with either my accountability partners or the group that I work with online here, is that I learn different things. I learn different things not only on the topics that they talk about, but I also learn different styles of writing. I learn different styles of writing, and just different ways that people present information. Sometimes I'll learn, because Roseanne here, she always she puts a lot of quotes and videos from Brendan Burchard, and I like watching them, and a lot of her videos are on that as well. So I learn about that, and a lot of us not only just write our blogs, but we put our videos on our blog as well. And that gives me an idea of how I can improve my videos to be able to, to talk to my audience as well. And this is the one thing, this is the collaboration project I've been talking about this whole time, is I'm going to launch today a 21-day blogging challenge. So what I'm going to be doing, every day starting today for the next 21 days, and is is put up a post on the page that says day one, whatever, day 2, day 3, whatever. And what you can do is, if you have a blog, and you write a blog post every day for 21 days, or even if you have a video that you do, and post a link in there. And what we're going to do is we are going to post our links, and we're going to click on 3 to 5 other links in that thread each day, and we're going to go through the content and comment on it, comment and like on it. And that's really just to kind of help, interaction on our blog increase. We learn more about each other, and we kind of get involved as a group. And I know that on a daily basis, when I am not held accountable, I get lazy. Sometimes I'm like, I don't have to do it today, do I? But a lot of times when we do things together, it's like, shoot, I gotta go get it. I gotta go put it up. Let me go shoot my video. Let me go write my blog post. Let me go bring it up. And I post it. And the cool thing is, I get some really good feedback. And, we give feedback as well if you want feedback, and we get feedback. And it's a really powerful way to work as a group, because no man is an island, and we all like to work together. And I know that I've done quite a few blogging challenges. And a lot of you might not even have a blog, and I'm just bringing it up because I did see a lot of questions on blogs and how you can use it to bring more visitors on your blog, and how to use it for a business as well. I mean, there's a bit more to it, but just getting started, we can start there. And some of you might not even have a blog, and that's absolutely fine, because what we use is Kalatu, and it's based on WordPress, and but way easier. You don't have to maintain it, and you can just check it out. You can just check it out for a bit. I think it's on this side, on your right side, or is it this side? I can't tell. But if you don't have a blog, check it out. And part of the reason why I like it is because there's already tutorials on there. There's plugins that you don't need to install, and it's already made for people to get up and going. And I noticed that usually when you start a blog, especially if it's for your business and you want to be able to customize it for the way you want. When I started building my own websites, I had to worry about hosting, getting my domain, hosting, installing plugins, maintaining plugins, figuring out what theme I liked, and all that stuff. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. And so I kind of like that. Rozan was saying that it's the best platform she's worked on, because it's the only one that she's worked on so far, and that's good, because you're saving yourself a lot of headache. But I just wanted to ask you, you've been through several challenges. What do you think of them?
There we go. I just want to unmute myself. Yeah, I mean, I've done a few challenges, but I love the blogging challenge because it really keeps you accountable. It's so fun to do, especially like when someone else puts a topic on, or it's just like, oh, I can actually write about this. What can I write? And you just start becoming creative, and it really allows the creative juices to flow and just put it into your blog. And I mean, it's like, for me, it's also a great way for other people to start, so that they already immediately have something that they can take part in, really force themselves to start figuring it out as quickly as possible, so that they can get their content out there and just with their message. Even if it's so short, it doesn't matter. It's you. And you really you will start forming and sculpting it around the way you would want it to be. I love. Did I say love? Love challenges. So I just want to know.
So I just want to know, do you love challenges?
I love.
Dude, they're amazing.
Yeah, really they are.
And a lot of you ask, how are we getting traffic? And I told you there are so many ways that we're getting traffic, and we just wanted to focus on one thing. Rich right now is blogging, which is why we wanted to do the 21-day blogging challenge, and that will lead into how we can maximize that through Instagram and Twitter through our businesses. And by the way, you don't have to go out and buy Kolatu. If you have your own blog, then please join in. We very much welcome you. We want to be able to interact with you and help you as well, and get to know you as well. So yeah, I mean, this is how it starts. I love challenges too. And you might not have any content right now, so I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to maybe have topics for the first few one? We can either set topics for the first few ones, or you can even copy the topics that we have, and maybe not the exact titles, but you can read ours and get inspired by what we write, so that you can write yours as well. What do you think?
I think maybe we should have different topics every day. Put up a little post and have a topic to write about. It will help people just to become more creative and to really think about that topic and what their message would be around that topic. And that's, I think, also how we would get to know each other a little bit more. I know in the beginning it's really you don't think of topics that easily, and you always think it's a good topic, isn't it, and you feel shy and all of that. So I think especially for us that have been doing these challenges for a while, I think we can get some topics and just post them every day. We can just alternate and then post them in there, and people can really start thinking about the message that they want to write around that topic. And I think it's just easier.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I have to. Can you talk for a couple of minutes? I want to give a link to Cherry and see if she can hop on really quick before we close up here.
Yeah. So the 21-day blogging challenge will definitely be a good way for you to get in being consistent, being disciplined with yourself, and to be creative without your day. Even if you're doing a full-time job, it will just teach you on how to be efficient with the time that you have available. So if you only have half an hour or an hour a day available, and you still have a full-time job, the blogging challenge will teach you on how to really become disciplined with your time, be efficient with your time, and how to actually craft a short message in a short time that really will still be effective and create content for yourself. So I think, yeah, definitely join Sit on the Right. Get that Kolatu platform because it's awesome.
Yeah, I do love it very much. And Shar. Hey, Shar, how's it going? Shar's hopping on right now.
Hey, Shar.
Hi.
And Cherry. We're just about to.
On here.
We still have a few minutes. We still have a few minutes, so I want you guys to be able to talk. So here's Cherry and Shar. Shar was with us at the Taupo New Zealand event here just a couple weeks ago. And Cherry, I haven't seen you in a while.
I
haven't seen you since. God, it's so good to see you. But basically, I'll just
here.
I'll just give you a bit of a rundown. We're about to close it down, but I'm going to extend it a few minutes because I want you guys to talk as well. But basically, what we're doing today is we're launching the 21-day blogging challenge. But we're going to be doing it in kind of a bigger group and inviting other people who are not on our team to join us, because I think it's a very powerful tool to use, no matter whether you use Kolatu or not, to be able to interact and really be able to get your business, kind of in motion, really, any business that you have. So, I don't know, do you guys want to, I kind of want to hear your guys' stories really quick, and then tell me what you think about, I don't know, 21 days of blogging, really.
Sure, you want to go ahead?
Oh, don't be shy. Do you want to go ahead, Shar, or do you want to? Either one. Cherry's fine.
Okay, I was waiting for Shar. Well, anyway,
I can't say.
Okay, go ahead, Shar. I think there was a delay.
Oh, go ahead, Cherry.
Okay, we lost Shar.
Yeah.
Is she also in New Zealand?
I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, she's
Is
in New
she?
Zealand as well, yeah.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
internet here isn't that great. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, Cherry, introduce yourself so people.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Cherry, and I'm on the other side of the world. I'm actually in California, in Berkeley, in the USA. So just to give you an idea how big our group or our mini tribe is, and what you actually see here, is just a very, very few. And when it comes to vlogging or blogging, it's basically what we do on a daily basis, on a regular basis. And when I actually started that, it was, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know what to talk about, but I did it anyway. I did it anyway. And what I've learned is as you actually go along, with your blogging or with your video vlogging, you call it vlogging, you actually find that you learn how to actually be more spontaneous, to be more relaxed in front of the camera, or to be more spontaneous with what you're actually writing about. And the one thing that really helps me personally is also the mindset training. It actually helps me with what I want to write because I start to write from my heart, and just really expressing who I am, how I feel, or what I'm thinking, or my perspective, really. So for me, blogging is not just really, sharing anything, but really sharing a part of yourself, and it actually helps you grow as a person. And at the same time, for me, it's very fulfilling to be able to reach out to other people by sharing your life experiences through blogging, and it's something very, very fulfilling. So I think this 21-day blogging challenge, Regina, that you're extending to a larger audience, I think it's great. I think it's a great opportunity, and I encourage everyone to really take advantage of that.
Awesome. It's so great to have you here, even if it for a little while. And I remember the moments when you first started, and you're really shy on doing a video, and now you do it all the time. And your daughter does it as well with you. So I can't believe it. When I see you, I'm like, is this really Cherry?
Cherry was shy. She was shy. She actually freaking loves the camera, man.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know. I even
And Cherry.
I remember very well. Regina was right. I was like, that was my biggest problem. I said, "Oh, Regina, I can't be in front of the camera." That's what I was telling her. I remember that very, very well. I can't believe what am I doing? That's all I'm thinking the whole time. But you know what? You have to really put yourself out there. And I think I remember the first video challenge that we did. I think it was a 30 days. And like after a week of doing that, I just feel so, more comfortable in front of the camera already. And if you just constantly do it in the same thing, either video or blogging, you will just actually find that it's something that you look forward to. If you can't do it every day, even on a spontaneous moment, it's something that you look forward to. It's just very for me, it's like a therapy, to be able to write how I feel and how I, just sometimes if I'm walking or if I'm just in the train and I think of something, I like to share about it, So I have my little notes, ready, so I could write down some keywords, and then when I get home in the night, I just try to write something. Sometimes I don't even finish it, but it's okay, You have to go with the flow too, with how you feel. But the most important thing I think is that you're able to just really share yourself, to the world, and that's what I really like about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. It does take practice. Thank you for sharing. Shar's back on.
Yeah,
And,
sorry, I had a connection problem, Regina.
It's all good.
But I'm back here, yeah, and I can see you now. So
Oh,
yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah,
New Zealand internet.
yes, I
Yeah, how's
know.
it going? Why don't you introduce yourself for a little bit, and we're gonna start the 21-day blogging challenge. Actually, I'm thinking maybe we'll just start it tomorrow, Wednesday, Eastern time, just to kind of so we can gather our thoughts today. But Shar, why don't you introduce yourself for a second? And yeah,
Um, well, kia ora everybody. Kerry, is it? I haven't met you, so yeah, lovely. I got the tail end of your. Gee, I'm struggling to find English words because I've just come out of a Māori wānanga, but yeah, of your what you were talking about. I was about to say kōrero, but yeah, and I appreciated what you said because I was very shy too. Actually, I don't even like photos, to be honest. Yeah, I was always the one that ran away from the camera or hid behind everybody. But so I've been doing a lot of videos, and part of my brand is really about raising consciousness, and a critical part of that is self-love, and and also to overcome fears. And of course, I thought, well, I'll knock that one out of the park of me being in front of a camera and videoing. So I started doing that straight away. But I've got a long ways to go. But like you said, Cherry, is it? Yeah. The first video I did, I think I was very stressful that day, and I think I took about 30 plus takes, and now I just I've got endless material, so I don't have problems with content because I've got so much that I want to talk about. And so now I don't even think, and I just put the I just do it from my iPhone, and and I have a thought and go, oh, blah 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 blah, and and so I've actually got quite a few that I haven't even put on yet, but so yeah, it becomes easier and easier. So I think I've sort of overcome that fear, and of course what other people think about you was another fear of mine. So that's the other reason why I did that. And like you, I just wanted to share and get out there and share. And I think that Empower Network and all of that is an avenue for me to get my word out. And it's probably bigger than me just making money, to be honest. But I won't say that to too many people. But that's how I see it anyway. So yeah, and I live here in Otaki, in Aotearoa, New Zealand, on the west coast, Kapiti coast. So quite a lovely area. So I'm quite lucky really, and so I get to go to my beaches just a stone's throw away, and that's just about 40 minutes north of Wellington. So yeah, and I've got one child, one boy. Manahita Hiakai is his name, and he's 15 years old, and he's quite often he's part of my videos actually. So yeah, it's a bit of a duo sometimes.
awesome.
So that's
Yeah,
me. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for introducing yourself. I mean, it's great. We have all kinds of people here. Char's a single mom here in New Zealand, and Cherry's got a beautiful daughter and a husband, and she knows like 10,000 languages.
Wow.
She knows so many languages, and yeah, she's very well versed in finance and finance for business. So that I'd love to have Cherry on again in the future to talk about that as well, to help all of you guys out there. And we have Roseanne all the way from South Africa here in New Zealand. She was in the medical field like a rock star, and then she's like, stuff this. But anyways, I just really wanted to kind of put a bow on this and say thank you guys so much for joining us. Like I said, our Facebook group is there for everyone to interact in, and all of us here we're all different levels in our group, and there's someone there to answer your question. And feel free to join us on the 21-day blocking challenge. I'll put a post up tomorrow. We'll start it tomorrow, and go from there. And I just invite you to join us, and just gotta do it, get started, and use your blog, any blogging platform that you have. If you don't have it, then join on with Kolatu to get started, and we can help you with that. Once you do join Kolatu, I'll add you into our higher level group. But otherwise, just interact with us here. And guys, any of you ladies have any last words? A quote, a piece of advice, or just a goodbye?
Just thank you for having us all on this webinar, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge because I love challenges.
Yes, thank you everybody thanks Regina for having me, and it's so nice to see everyone. And I hope to meet all of you sometime somewhere out there. But I'm looking forward to your blogs. I really like to see that. So thanks everybody.
Awesome. Char,
are
you good?
Yeah. Oh, lovely meeting you, Cherry, and thanks, Regina, for having this. It's probably something that I need. I haven't even started up my Kalato yet, but I have been consistently putting things on my Facebook fan page. But yeah, so I'll have to hurry up and rig that one up and start blogging on the Kalato platform. But yeah, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, it's a perfect place to start, and thank you, ladies, for joining me. All of you out there watching this, looking forward to seeing your blogs, and join us in the future for more trainings. So we'll see you guys later. Cheers.
Bye.